1971 was more than a vibe, it was a reckoning. The world was in crisis. War, inequality, heartbreak, hope, and soul music captured it all. This wasn't just smooth grooves and romance, it was voices rising up to heal, to warn, to feel. These 15 songs didn't just soundtrack a year, they lit a fuse that still burns. Let's count down the R&B soul songs from 1971 we'll never forget. And wait for number 1, because when Marvin asked what's going on, it wasn't a question, it was a challenge.
Father, Father, we don't need you. It's tired of being alone here by myself now. Tell you.
Now because you wear all those fancy clothes.
15. Jean Knight, Mr. Big Stuff.
The big stuff. Who do you think you are?
Oof, she didn't come to play. Mr. Big Stuff was sassy, strutting, and totally unapologetic. Jean Knight called out every flashy, no-good player in a track packed with funky horns, clap-along drums, and pure attitude.
Now because you wear all those fancy clothes.
It shot up the charts, sold over 2 million copies, and became an anthem for women who'd had enough.
Sent you, Jean Knight, with this gold record. There.
This wasn't heartbreak, it was payback. Coming up next, the sound of a family affair that changed the rules of funk forever. 14. Sly and the Family Stone. Family Affair.
Sly and the Family Stone with one of their biggest hits.
This was Sly in the Shadows, and it hit harder for it. Family Affair traded wild horns and rainbow funk for something darker, slinkier, deeper.
It's a family affair.
One child.
It pulsed with Wurlitzer keys, drum machine beats, and spoken word verses that told hard truths about family, love, and generational pain. It wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, but it was real. And in 1971, that honesty was revolutionary. Next up, a slow-burning storm of rain, heartbreak, and raw emotion. 13. And Peebles, I Can't Stand the Rain.
Decided we'll stay in. And all of a sudden, I know I really wanted to go to this concert, and I just said, I can't stand the rain.
That intro alone, legendary. With just a hi-hat synth and a haunting melody, I Can't Stand the Rain pulled you into the cold and didn't let go.
Can't stand the rain against my window.
Ann Peebles' voice was vulnerable but strong, telling a story of lost love through the raindrops on her window. It wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. It was subtle, sad, soulful beyond belief. And it proved you could whisper the blues and still wreck the room. Coming up, a love song wrapped in poetry from the smoothest crew in Philly. 12. The Main Ingredient. Spinning around, I Must Be Falling in Love.
Selection from this album entitled Over You. Let's get some hands together, gang, for The Main Ingredient.
This one was all sweet surrender. With Spinning Around, The Main Ingredient captured the dizzy feeling of love taking over. Slow, smooth, and irresistible.
I'm spinning around.
The vocal layering was lush. The melody felt like floating. It wasn't flashy, but it lingered. In a year of revolution and heartbreak, this song was a gentle reminder. Some moments are just beautiful.
Okay, well, you don't have to say nothing. Just listen. I don't mind when you say.
Coming up next, a love song that sounds like it was written in a silk suit. 11. The Stylistics, You Are Everything.
Next guests are a legendary soul group, their new CD, The Very Best of the Stylistics, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Russell Tompkins Jr. and the new Stylistics. Kids, take it away.
This was elegance, drenched in heartbreak. With falsettos as soft as satin and strings that felt like a dream dissolving, You Are Everything was peak Philly soul.
Oh, you are everything. Everything is you.
Russell Tompkins Jr. As lead vocal was tender, aching, impossibly pure. The track didn't need big drums or flashy hooks. It just needed that feeling. And in 1971, it became a slow dance staple that still haunts R&B lovers to this day.
I forget when each face that I see brings back memories.
Up next, a question, a memory, and a voice that could break anyone. A ta-ta-tas. 10. The Chai Lights. Have You Seen Her?
Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
If heartbreak had a voice, it would sound like this. Have You Seen Her wasn't just a love song. It was a plea. Eugene Records' vocals carried the weight of loneliness like a man walking through fog, still hoping, still looking.
Tell me, have you seen her?
The spoken word intro, the lush orchestration, the sheer ache in every note. It was poetry wrapped in soul, and it hit everyone.
Seat on the same old bench to watch the children play. You know, tomorrow's their future. But for me, it's just another day.
Coming up, a slow burn from Memphis that turned personal pain into pure gospel fire. 9. Isaac Hayes, theme from Shaft. Cooler than ice in a silk-lined Cadillac. Theme from Shaft was more than a soundtrack. It was a vibe. Isaac Hayes brought cinematic soul to a whole new level, layering wah-wah guitars, rising strings, and his signature deep vocals into a slow-building masterpiece. This was Black Power in full funk form. Suave, defiant, untouchable. It won an Oscar, ruled the airwaves, and made sure everyone knew nobody walks like Shaft. Next up, a soft-spoken soul man, delivering one of the year's most tender gut punches. 8. Al Green, Tired of Being Alone.
So why don't we just do that? Let's do it for him, gang. Al Green.
The title says it all. In Tired of Being Alone, Al Green made loneliness sound beautiful.
I guess the only thing I can really say is, I'm so tired of being alone.
His voice, silky, longing, floating on top of a slow groove that crept into your bones. It wasn't dramatic, it was honest.
Tired of being alone here by myself now. Tell you.
This was the track that introduced the world to Al Green's unique blend of gospel heart and sensual soul.
Dreaming and dreaming.
And once you heard that falsetto, you never forgot it. Next, a man who kept it simple and wrote one of the most iconic verses in soul history. 7. Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
2 minutes, one phrase, endless heartbreak. With just a guitar, strings, and that legendary baritone, Bill Withers gave the world a masterclass in less is more.
Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she...
Ain't No Sunshine was quiet, but it shouted emotion. And when he repeated, I know, 26 times, you felt every single one.
Ain't no home anytime she goes away.
This wasn't just a breakup song. It was a moment frozen in pain, and it still cuts deep. Up next, a group with voices like velvet, singing one of the smoothest warnings in soul history. 6. The Spinners. It's a Shame.
One of the things I love most about the music of the 70s is the spirit that runs through it. No act personified that feeling better than our next guests. They scored 15 top 20 hits between 1970 and 1980. But more than that, they handled up-tempo dance tunes and ballads with equal success. It's great to be here tonight and to introduce them, ladies and gentlemen, the Spinners!
This track didn't just groove, it glided. Produced by Stevie Wonder, It's a Shame gave the Spinners a fresh, funky bounce paired with velvet harmonies and a bittersweet message.
It's a shame the way you mess around.
It was about infidelity, but it felt like a dance floor confession. The rhythm guitar popped, the hook soared, and the Spinners? They made Heartbreak sound like a strut. It was their breakout hit, and it set the stage for one of the smoothest runs in soul history. Next, a quiet storm ballad that still silences rooms. 5. Roberta Flack, You've Got a Friend.
But tonight she's right here and she's going to sing the title song from her forthcoming album. Would you welcome, please, Roberta Flack?
Software sacred, soul deep. Roberta Flack's rendition of You've Got a Friend was a masterclass in restraint and intimacy.
You got a friend.
She took Carole King's folk anthem and soaked it in gospel warmth and soulful patience. Every note felt like a promise. In a chaotic year, this track wrapped you in comfort and told you, you're not alone. It wasn't flashy, it was real. And next, a group who mastered the art of sweet devastation. 4. The Delfonics. Didn't I blow your mind this time?
I do it, baby. Didn't I do it, baby?
This wasn't just heartbreak, it was heartbreaking falsetto. The Delfonics perfected that Philly soul sound, elegant strings, lush harmonies, and lyrics that cut like silk. Didn't I was a soft plea wrapped in orchestral beauty. The kind of song that sounded best at night with headphones and regret. The delivery was tender, the pain was real. And once you heard it, you were hooked. Now, the final 3 are here: the Queen, the Poet, the Prophet. 3. Aretha Franklin. Bridge Over Troubled Water. When Aretha covered a song, she didn't imitate, she owned it. Her version of Bridge Over Troubled Water took Paul Simon's folk ballad and infused it with gospel fire and righteous soul. Backed by choir and strings, she turned the quiet original into a spiritual experience. It climbed the R&B charts and became a staple in her live shows. With every note, Aretha reminded us, when the world is breaking, soul heals. Next, a soul revolutionary with a trumpet in his mind and a mission in his lyrics. 2. Curtis Mayfield, Move On Up.
Bow down for the king, the legend, Curtis Mayfield, Move On Up, Parpop, 1987.
It wasn't just funky, it was fearless. Move On Up was Curtis Mayfield's soulful sermon.
And don't cry.
A call to rise, resist, and never stop pushing. With congas, horns, and that uplifting rhythm, it sounded like the civil rights movement on the move.
Take nothing less than the supreme best.
Curtis didn't scream, he soared. It didn't top the charts, but it became a generational anthem, sampled, remixed, and revered to this day. And now, the song that defined 1971. First, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
This was the moment soul music became a mirror. Marvin Gaye stepped away from love songs and leaned into truth, asking questions America was afraid to answer. Police brutality, war, poverty, pain.
Father, Father, we don't need you.
With lush production and Marvin's smooth, haunted vocals, what's going on was revolutionary not in rage, but in compassion. It topped the charts, it shifted Motown's future, and it remains, to this day, one of the greatest songs ever recorded. Not just in soul, in music. Because Marvin wasn't just singing, he was pleading, still is. 1971 wasn't background music. It was bold, brave, beautifully broken. From Marvin to Mayfield, from Chai-Lites to Stylistics. These weren't just songs, they were testimonies. Which one still lives in your soul? Drop a comment. And if this year shook you, wait till we hit 1983. Michael moonwalks, Prince takes over, and Luther makes you believe in love again. Subscribe. We're just getting started.